Are your keys actually a good self-defense weapon? What is the best way to use them for self-defense? And what should you never ever do if you want to avoid getting arrested? Let's take a look. Firstly, let's address the age-old myth of putting keys between your knuckles to defend yourself. So most people say that if you put your keys between your knuckles, it's going to really damage your hands, or the keys are going to collapse once you punch someone. And yeah, that's true for a power shot. If I was to throw a great big power shot, then that's exactly what would happen. But if I was just throwing a jab, non-committed strike, just touching the eyes, actually it's going to be really effective. The reason I don't like the whole keys between your knuckles thing is actually the legality side of things. If I'm a police officer and I've seen that you have done this to defend yourself, the first thing I'm going to say is, mate, in the time that you've set your keys up like this between your knuckles to defend yourself, you could have just walked away. So what you've actually done here is you've intentionally constructed a weapon, and it's going to be really difficult for you to argue self-defense or to argue that you've acted instinctively to defend yourself. So let's zoom out a little bit. Should you use your keys to defend yourself at all? The answer is probably not. And that's because your keys are very heavily linked to your means of escape. Your keys are your keys to your car, which you'll use to drive away. Your keys have the keys to your house, which you'll use as your place of safety. Do you really want to be getting your keys out of your pocket and using them as a weapon to risk then losing them, or somebody with bad intentions taking those keys away from you? So there are actually better things that you can use, and we talk about personal safety equipment, what to carry and how to carry it in our street safety guide. If you haven't got that yet, you can download it for free. There's a link in the video description. But if keys are what you happen to have in your hand at the time, maybe you're on your way to the car or on your way to unlock the door to your house when you get attacked, we're going to show you how you can use them to keep yourself safe, both legally and physically. So probably the best ways to use your keys for self-defense is to hold it in a very similar way as you would be holding them for their intended purpose. So what I mean by that is if you were going to unlock your car, you'd probably be holding the key like this, or you'd be clutching the keys in your hand. Same if you were going to unlock the door to your house. That way, if I then use them in one of the ways we're going to show you, it's a lot easier for me to argue that I was acting instinctively and I just found myself in this position with the keys in my hand when I had to react to defend myself. So one way you could use your keys for self-defense is holding it the thumb grip, okay? So as if you were going to unlock the door to your house. You've already trained with this because you unlock and lock the door to your house multiple times a day, so it should be easy for you to hold it this way. And it's also quite sturdy. It's not going to collapse as easily if you were holding it between your knuckles, so holding it with the thumb grip nice and tight, and from here we can target the throat, we can target the eyes. If he's grabbed hold of me, we just poke in into the throat to get him off us, just like this. The next way is just clutching them in our hands naturally, and from here we can hammer fist or we can horizontal back fist. So we can hammer fist here into the side of the head, or we can back fist into the face or into the neck. Here, here, here. X motions just like that work really nicely as well. Next one could be more of a palm strike. So they're in your hands naturally. Someone comes towards you and you're just palming it into the face here, palming it into the face. Another option is to use it as a flail. Some people carry kubatans, which they hold on to. They're illegal to even own in the UK, so we can't do that. But it could be a case of just using it to kind of flail or to swipe at the attacker. Again, that's a good distraction, aiming for the eyes or the area just above the eyes, just to give you, bang, a moment to just get away. Fucking hell, that would have taken my fucking face off. If for whatever reason you've always fantasized about putting keys between your knuckles, then just do one maximum. It's a lot easier to argue impromptu, you know, you were holding your keys and you just happen to have one between your knuckles. It's a lot easier to argue that than, oh, I had 4 between my knuckles, officer. So if it's just one key between the knuckles, quick jab. I would never ever throw a big power punch with this because it is going to collapse and it's probably going to hurt your hand. But just a simple, non-committed jab into the eyes, just to distract, blind, maybe cut, and then get away. Fuck. So knowing how to use your keys for self-defense is great, but if you don't have the right mindset for self-defense, you're probably going to just freeze up and not react anyway. So that's why you should definitely check out this next video where we look at how to avoid freezing in a self-defense situation.